everyone. Welcome back to Grow Roots. This is Shannon, and welcome to my October garden tour. I apologize, it has been a really long time, probably 4 weeks since my last video that I uploaded. Life has just gotten absolutely crazy, and I usually film these tours on Saturday mornings, but absolutely every Saturday and Sunday are just jam-packed. And I found a brief spot in my week that I thought it's a perfect time. It is a little bit sunny. I'm gonna try to get around that. I hope that the view is still great, but I'm gonna have to get around some shadows and stuff while filming today. But thank you for joining me. So usually I start off with Lambo. He is my garden sheep, and see, there's some shadows there. Lambo is my garden sheep, so I will go ahead and start with him in my garden. It is late October. I am just barely getting in this this October garden tour, but you will see that I had planted zinnias as this border for the entire season, and they are gone. They got really tall, and towards the end of the season there, they got fungus and totally went all over the grass, which my husband was not loving. He takes care of the grass. It's his pride. So he wasn't loving that. So the zinnias came out, and finally, 2 weeks ago, my birthday weekend actually, in mid-October, we went to Green Acres and we picked up some pansies that are absolutely beautiful. Oh wow, look, those checkered beetles are still there. Okay, these pansies are just gorgeous, and they are loving life right now. They've grown already, and I'll show you, because some have not grown over there in the shade, and you can see the size difference in them already in just 2 weeks. But these pansies, let me see, I have a tag in one of them. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Oh, there we go. There's a tag. Let's see. The type of pansy is Matrix Beaconsfield. Again, a pansy. And I usually like to do pansies in my garden, and they'll do okay in the fall. They'll last the winter, usually here in zone 8A in North Texas, and then after that in the spring they really start growing and shining there. And so I do love to do my pansies, but this year first I am doing some Dusty Miller, and so I've got a row of Dusty Miller behind the pansies that I think looks really good. I'm really excited about those. And I also, probably in late November or maybe mid-December, I have about, what did I get? Did I get 50 or 100? I think I got 100 pink tulips from Sam's Club, and so I will be planting these in this bed here. And so the purple pansies, and then the white Dusty Miller, and then there will be some pink tulips popping up behind that. So I'm really excited about that. Right now you can kind of see that purple, white, pink with my gomphrena, the pink gomphrena that's going on behind there. But yeah, so let's see where to begin besides the pansies. I'll start over here, just on this side here. I do have some zinnia seedlings that are popping up right here, and I just decided to leave them in this corner. I picked them all out in the rest of the garden and pop them somewhere else, and I'll show you. But they're about to flower again. So these are just the seeds from the zinnias that I had growing. I have my mum right here, and it's so pretty. It really is, but it just flops. Like, even trimming it, there's a big old hole right here. Once it flowered, it got that big old hole and flopped over, and it's stunning right there with that Dusty Miller and with the pansies. It's really beautiful, and I just go back and forth. I don't like how it flops. I think it's time for it to come out and put something else there, so we'll just have to see. Here is the gomphrena, which is probably, I'm gonna pull this out and harvest it very quickly. I'm gonna get all of these flowers and dry them and use them in a floral wreath. I've been doing that all summer long. But this is one Gomphrena plant. I planted 4 here to begin the season. Only one made it, and it's just spectacular. Over here is a new addition in this tiny little space right here. I had a daylily, and it's only this is its 2nd growing season, and I decided to divide it because I wanted one on each side of this bird bath. And so it's not super happy with me right now. This is the 2nd half of the daylily. It is a beautiful coral color that blooms in early to mid-spring, and it's just fantastic. So here is the other daylily. This is the original spot that it was planted, and yeah, this is the first half. Again, not loving life right now. It's gonna be just fine. This is the absolute best time to divide your perennials and transplant your perennials and stuff. So I've got some things to do, because I have this, which is May Night Salvia, and I have 6 of them all in front of the Sunshine Ligustrum over here. And I'm just thinking it's just not the right spot for them. They aren't big enough or tall enough. They're too small. They need to move forward in the garden. And so I think a few of them are going to be placed probably around here and around here in the garden. And then a few of them are going to go in my backyard garden. So I need to do that quickly because we have a cold front coming in a couple days, and it's supposed to get down to 33. So I got to get some stuff done for sure. Over here, I wanted to show you my ground cover that I planted over here, which is a mostly shady spot. And this is Vinca, variegated Vinca major, and it's absolutely beautiful. I just love it. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing, which is covering the ground and providing interest, and I just love it. Coming over here, I've also got Burgundy Glow Ajuga, which this one isn't showing us its Burgundy Glow as much. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's still super variegated and beautiful. My hosta right here is done. It does get some afternoon sun. I was looking at that and noticing that the afternoon sun does kind of peek in through right under here and come right there. So it does get some afternoon sun, and I think that's what's doing that. But here's the Burgundy Glow Ajuga again. Just look, there is some burgundy in this one, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So staying under the Vitex tree, I just wanted to show y'all this magnificent hydrangea, macrophylla, endless summer hydrangea that was planted here. Look at this bloom. Holy moly, is that not gorgeous? It's unbelievable. And then it looks like it's twinkling. It's shining and twinkling. Oh my goodness. That is one of the most beautiful blooms I've seen. It's so small, but it's just absolutely breathtaking. And then these are older blooms that I left on the plant, and I told y'all they were going to start getting pink when the temperatures cooled down, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're turning pink / magenta. And this, I just can't believe how well this plant did, even in the summer that we had that was so incredibly hot. It's just done amazing. So love those hydrangeas. Backing up, I'm going to show you the Vitex tree if it doesn't swallow me first. Okay, here we go. Look at that. The Vitex tree is starting to bloom a little bit again. Maybe it's 4th bloom, I think, of the season. These are brand new blooms, y'all. They're unbelievable, and they're like a darker purple this time, which is so cool. It's just, this is a new one as well. Look at it blowing in the wind. And then we have a lot of our other new ones, the new blooms all the way up there. But this tree has gotten massive. A lot of you told me it would. It's going to get even bigger. But I just absolutely love it. It's just stunning. You definitely have to keep up on trimming it, getting, all of the new growth away and all that kind of stuff. But it really does do an amazing job. It's just absolutely beautiful. And there's that hydrangea plant that I love so much. Look at that. Look at those pink magenta. And the other thing that is super great about the endless summer hydrangea that I have is the leaves also turn like magenta in the fall. It's just so beautiful. Look at that. Purple tips, magenta tips. Now these are burned. Don't mistake it for that. That's burned tips from the summer that I didn't trim off. But the rest of it is all just naturally turning color in the fall because the temperatures are getting cooler. So that's pretty awesome. And we've got the ground cover going on down there. Again, just doing a great job. Let's come back over. Give you a wide swoop. That sunshine ligustrum, I just trimmed it again. It's been a rock star for this crazy summer we had. I have some pumpkins, some of which we got at Aldi, some of which we got at DNL. Just beautiful, beautiful pumpkins. And then there's the lantana. Can I even get it in the same shot? I don't know. It's crazy, y'all. It's huge. It's almost as tall as my limelight, which is actually, is it up on a taller step? No, but it's in a taller container, and it's as big as my limelight hydrangea back there. It's just swallowing everything up. It's swallowing up the pumpkin. It's swallowing up the verbena, which was trying to make a comeback, but I think it's done. But this guy, I mean, look, there's brand new blooms all over. And the nights have gotten cooler. And I don't know. I know lantana is marginal here. Most of the time it does not make it unless it's a specific type of like Texas lantana. You know, the ground covery lantana. But I'm tempted to plant this in the ground. It's not going to make it in the container for sure. But I'm tempted to take it out and try to plant it in the ground and see if I can overwinter it because I just love it so, so much. And here's my 3-tier planter. You can actually see it now because I have taken out the mums that were right here. Let me try to do this without my shadow. I've taken out the mums that were all down here that were swallowing this whole area, and I went and bought a variegated liriope, and some blooms are even still on it. We've got a bloom right there, but they will bloom purple, and I just love them. I think that's going to be perfect for that spot. Down here I have so this purple heart was just cuttings from the plant, the purple heart plant that I have going on in the backyard, but I think it looks pretty cool there, especially with the liriope. But I also just for a spot marker, because I wasn't super sure where I wanted to put these. These ajuga are still in the containers. I just plopped them here and they have done so well. And interestingly enough, it has the burgundy glow here. And I think it's because it gets sun. So mental note, if you love the burgundy glow of the burgundy glow ajuga, it needs sun in order to give you that burgundy glow. That's why my other ajuga probably don't have that. They just kind of have the variegation, but these definitely have the glow. So that makes me, I'm really still contemplating where to put this ajuga. I'm not going to leave it here. It's not even planted. It's in a container right now, but I am wondering where to put it. And then I've got Zabrina, Tradescantia Zabrina over here. That was my houseplant cutting that I just kind of plopped there and has done really, really well there too. Up here, see, all these are going to go away. This cocoa fiber needs to be replaced next year. All this is going to go away, so I don't want anything perennial here. This is just where I put the vinca seedlings that were popping up in this front bed from, or not vinca, I'm sorry, zinnias. My zinnias seeded themselves here, and I put all the seedlings here. Like, it's hard to kill plants that are growing that you like, so I just put them there because they're in the dirt. And then up here is my balloon flower. There are no current blooms, except this is a bud. But that needs to get transplanted really, really quickly too, because I don't want to leave it there. Like I said, I have to replace this cocoa mesh, and I need to, it's a perennial here, the balloon flower, so I definitely need to figure out a spot in the garden for it. Coming back around, this is my espalier that ended up looking pretty good. I hoped I would go all the way up by the end of season. I don't think we're gonna get there. it kind of stalled right here. And I do need to kind of train them a little bit. But this is Confederate Star Jasmine. Long story short, they finally got planted there. So hopefully this winter the vine won't die, and then I'll have it growing all the way up next year. We'll just have to see. Getting up to my porch, here is the limelight that actually survived. My other limelight in the backyard died this summer, as many North Texans, their limelights died this summer because of the extreme heat. But this one survived. You can see the blooms are fried. I'm just leaving them on, you know, just because. And then it has tons of new growth on the stems, and I'm just letting it be for now because it just survived, and so I'm not even going to deal with it. I'm not going to prune it right now. I'm not going to do anything. But the lantana is coming into it all the way over from over there, and then I had planted some vinca under it, and it has done really, really, really well too. So that vinca is just gorgeous. Look at that. Love it. I love vinca. And of course, I've got my coleus that are looking leggier than ever. They're blooming. I can't stop them from blooming. English ivy, which I ended up reading that this is perennial in our area. I don't want to plant it in the garden, in the landscape, because I think it will take over. I don't want it to take over. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, these could just stay in the container, I think. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do with that English ivy. I'm sure I could do something with it. And here is my big daddy endless summer hydrangea. Ooh, it's so big and pretty. Let's see if I can get far enough back. There you go. And I told you, y'all, that you leave these blooms on. This is probably from the beginning of the season. They're going to start turning magenta, start turning pink, and they absolutely do. And they're so beautiful. Now this one fried. Okay, this is probably way early season, and it actually fried, and that's okay. But these that are more mid-season maybe, they really have turned. This is why I love this plant. It's so cool. I used to prune all of these blooms off as soon as it was done blooming. I would prune them off because that's kind of what they say to do sometimes. But I never realized that they would turn this color, and they're gonna be even more spectacular. Just wait. But I love it, and it's huge, a massive plant. And I've even got some new blooms back there. They're really small. I stopped fertilizing, so that could be why they're kind of small, but it actually needs water. It's a little bit loopy or droopy, so it's telling me it needs some water. I think I'll water when I'm done with the tour for sure. And then here is this variegated big leaf hydrangea that is just stunning. It defoliated. All of this is new growth because all of the growth down here defoliated in the heat. It was way too hot for this plant. Look at though. Oh my word, it's all white. Y'all, oh my goodness, it's so pretty. But anyway, but I haven't been able to see this thing bloom yet. It's gone through one whole season in this pot. I've still never seen a single bloom on it. However, it's so stunning. Just, oh my gosh, just from the foliage alone, I just love it. I think you know that I love variegation. I have a lot of plants with variegation in the leaves, and I just absolutely love them that way. Here is more coleus. Again, super leggy. I totally get it. They're gonna die probably next week anyway. I've got boxwoods right over here. And then finishing off, I've got my houseplants that are about to come in this weekend as well. Before our cold front hits, I'm gonna just make sure these guys don't have any insects on them. They've already been washed really, really, really good. I put them out in this rain that we had. We just got 6 inches of rain, y'all. I put them out in the rain. They loved it. I think buggies are maybe gone, hopefully. And so they'll all be coming in, and I'll be finding new homes for a lot of them because I don't have room for all of this as well. These are all just like my cuttings, you know, that I just popped outside to let them grow, and they did. And now I have to bring them in, but may not have room. So, all right. Well, oh, okay. I do need to show y'all. I almost always forget these two containers. Hold on. Here you go. These containers are looking spectacular now. And look, we've got a butterfly, a Gulf fritillary butterfly. But there's the lantana, how it's supposed to look and fill out. This is the Proven Winners Luscious Pina Colada lantana. I think that's what it's called. And it finally filled in. It finally filled out. And the vinca on the side, the red with the yellow and white, just looks spectacular. And then look, my Blue Days of Volvulus down under here, and it's finally blooming. It did not bloom for me in the heat of the summer. I think, honestly, here in North Texas, tell me if I'm wrong, y'all. Evolvulus is supposed to love the sun. I get that, but it did not do well for me in this full hot sun spot. And it only bloomed in the spring, and it's only blooming in the fall. And that's because the temperatures are cooler. And I've also seen other neighbors have their blue evolvulus. Hi, butterfly. Their blue evolvulus is in the shade, and it blooms all season long, even in the summertime. So I truly think evolvulus, like 100 plus degrees, 110 degree temperatures, it's not going to bloom for you, y'all. But evolvulus will bloom maybe in the shade in that condition, and then, you know, it'll bloom in the spring and in the fall in 100, 110 degree weather or whatever. Or yeah, it's just not going to bloom in that kind of heat, but it's beautiful. The other container isn't as spectacular. The butterfly's trying to get away from me. Like, dang, I went to a different place and now you're here. But anyway, this one didn't do as spectacular, and like the evolvulus still isn't blooming. Don't know why. I don't know what happened with this one. It's interesting because they are different. Here, ready? There's this one and there's that one. Like, I don't know. It's the same container. It's kind of the same environment, full sun. It's the same soil. It's the same watering. I'm not really sure. But anyway, just wanted to, oh, look, we have one evolvulus blooming over here. Yeah, okay. And then two, it's going towards the street as opposed to, like, it's not as, the growth isn't as much on this side. That's just interesting. Just interesting. But anyway, thank you for taking the time to listen to me rant about my October garden. It is my goal this year. This year's the first year I'm doing this. It's my goal to get out in the garden and do a tour, like looking at plant by plant every single month of the season. And then by the end of the season, I can go back and look at what I've accomplished and what things have happened, and learn from my mistakes, learn from what didn't go well, and then learn from what did go well, so that the garden can just be the best that it can be. So thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate. Please subscribe to my channel. I do these garden tours on a monthly basis, at both front and backyard. And I try to get some other videos out for y'all, but you know what? I work full-time. I have 3 children of my own. I'm very involved in our church, and so time just gets away from me sometimes, as it has in this last month. But I try to get videos out for y'all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.